Hi everybody, welcome to the So Essential vlog. I'm Lucy and I'm here today to talk you through my latest makes. So I'll talk you through them, the pattern, the fabric, the construction, how I feel about it, and I'll pop the links to our website where you can find everything I talk about today, patterns and fabrics and any of the gubbins. You can find them all on our website. The link to our website is below and I'll link the products as well. And I just want to start by saying the makes I'm going to share with you today are made during lockdown. So it was a time when I desperately needed that escapism and mindfulness that sewing brings me, to just switch off from all the awful things that were happening. But also I just wanted something super simple to make. You know, I didn't have the headspace to make really complicated things. I just needed to be able to sit down for half an hour and just sew something simple and get some instant gratification. So these projects work perfectly for that. So if you're really busy or short on time, they're great from that point of view. But what I also found is that actually I've been wearing them loads as well, because those simple things sometimes are the things that we wear more in our everyday life, aren't they? So that was a really positive thing to work out, and I just wanted to share that with you. So let's get started with the first pattern, which I'm wearing all the time, which is the wonderful Adrian Blouse by the Friday Pattern Company. So I made it in this lovely ditzy print viscose jersey. It's not a silky, shiny viscose jersey, it's a matte one, so it looks more like a cotton jersey, but it feels super soft, and it's got all this lovely drape and movement. So I knew it would be absolutely perfect for these sleeves. I knew it would hang beautifully and create quite a romantic look, which is what I wanted. You can make it in less sort of drapey, fluid knit fabrics, more stable ones, and then you'll get more of a dramatic silhouette with the sleeves. So that's down to personal preference. I love the fact that it's this super simple bodice piece. So there's just one bodice piece for the front and the back. It's the same piece, so it's scooped down at the back as well, which is a nice feature, I think. And then there's a pattern piece for the sleeves and a pattern piece for this little bit of neckband that finishes at the front and the back between the sleeves. So dead simple construction. I love the fact that it just feels like a simple t-shirt, but then it's got this lovely interesting design feature of these billowy sleeves, which are finished just with elastic. They're gathered into elastic at the hem there. The length, I'll just show you the length on me. So my waist is here. I'm probably like average proportions. It's not the longest, but it does come with lengthening and shortening lines, so you can do that if you need to. But yeah, it's just a great top. I don't feel silly and overdressed in it. It's totally wearable for every day, but it doesn't feel like just another boring t-shirt when I put it on in the morning, you know, so it's a little bit more interesting. It's the first time I've made one of the Friday Pattern Company patterns. We've got all their range on our website. As I said, the links to our website are below. So the size range starts from a 32 to 33 inch bust, 24 to 25 inch waist and 34 to 35 inch hips, and it goes up to a 53 to 54 inch bust, a 46 to 47 inch waist and a 56 to 57 inch hip. I was sitting between the small and the medium, so I just graded the bodice piece from a small at the bust down to a medium at the waist and hips, because you know, it's quite a tight fitting design. I know it's a jersey, but I didn't want it to be skin tight, so I graded it and that worked really well. I thought the instructions were really good for the pattern. It's not an overly complicated design, as I say, but there's some nice things included. There's instructions if you would need to do a full bust adjustment. There's also a suggestion of how she's included lines on the sleeve pattern piece, so you can increase or decrease the volume in the sleeves if you want to. So I thought that was a nice little touch. So yeah, overall absolutely excellent. Another little tip that she gave as well was if you can get it to use bra strap elastic, which we stock on our site. I use this shoulder strap elastic by Hemline, and she suggested that because you use that here on the shoulders and at the cuffs, and she said that's just a little bit softer and more comfortable for those areas. And it was a fantastic tip, because I have to say this top is super comfortable, hence I wear it all the time. So overall an absolutely resounding fantastic fabric pattern. I definitely highly recommend this and would like to make more of these and have them in my wardrobe pronto. And then the other make I wanted to share with you is this Rowan top by Megan Neilson. So it's a simple t-shirt top with a high neck with a little neckband on it, and then the length is, I haven't adjusted the length, I'm 5'6", so it's quite a decent length. These aren't high-waisted jeans, they're quite low slung, so it tucks into those quite nicely without any adjustments. I've just cover stitched the hem and then cover stitched the hems on the arm, on the sleeves as well. It's a very, very close fit, very figure hugging. I do love this pattern. I've made it before because it has got lots and lots of options as well. So there's 3 different sleeve options. You can have the short sleeve, a sort of elbow length sleeve, and then a full length sleeve. And then you've also got options for the sort of crew neck that I've gone for, a V-neck, or you can go for a polo or turtleneck. And then there's also options to make bodysuits as well. So I haven't made a bodysuit because I kind of just remember those from the 90s and just always being uncomfortable and having to undo these poppers going to the loo and stuff. I can remember as a little girl I had a few bodysuits, but I guess the beauty of this pattern is you could make it fit you perfectly. So yeah, that option's there as well anyway for anyone who likes that really clean finish of a bodysuit. The sizes range from an extra small, which is a 34 bust, 26 waist and 36 hip, up to an extra large, which is a 42 bust, 34 waist and 44 hip. Now I made a small, which is a 36 bust, 28 waist and 38 hip. My bust is more like, is the extra small in fact, but I chose to just make a straight size small. I can't remember why I did that, but I was using the pattern from last time I made it, which was many, many moons ago. I'm just going to check that I didn't grade, because I think actually I did just make a straight size small initially. Now what the problem there was, I'm glad I did, because actually it's a very, very close fit. As you can see, my bust is only a 34 and you know the fabric is pulled across my bust, quite snug around my bust, let's say. I'm happy with that, I'm happy with the fit. But yeah, what I did notice when I made it last time, as is often the case with indie patterns in general, the shoulder seams were just far too scant for me. So the shoulder seams are finishing in the right place now because I've adjusted the pattern, and I'll show you what I did to the pattern pieces. But they were kind of coming probably to about there last time I made it. They were just far too scant, and that's even when I was making really a size bigger than I needed in this sort of bust and shoulder area. So to correct that this time, what I did was I just traced the curve of the armhole, and you can see the original armhole is there, and then I just moved it out so that I extended the shoulder seam there, but kept the same shape for the armhole, and that seemed to work really well. The sleeves still fit, I hadn't changed the shape of the armhole, but I had created that extra length on the shoulder seam, so I did that on the front and back, and I am much more pleased with the fit on this one. So yeah, it is the Portia, it's Portia fabric, which is a John Kaldor, and it just washes and wears beautifully. I think it's a viscose jersey, but check the descriptions on the website. This pattern's also available in black with the multicoloured flowers on as well, and I saw something very, very similar to this in Warehouse, which is one of my favourite high street stores, and I just loved this fabric from then on really. I just thought the colour was great, it's quite unusual. And it was perfect for making this top in. We've also got the Ritual jersey fabric by John Kaldor, which I used to make the other version. That comes in a huge range of colours, and that worked really well as well. Some little tips I would give you for making these sorts of really close fitting tops as well. I used a bit of our stretch interfacing just to give the neck band a little bit of stability. You can do that, or you could put stretch interfacing just in the inside the seam allowance around the neck, just to prevent it stretching out and give it some stability. I always use narrow ribbon to stabilise the shoulder seam, so I just run it under the overlocker on top of I put the fabric right sides together, and then just put the narrow ribbon in the line of where the needles are going to stitch, and then they stitch it to the fabric, and that just stabilises that seam for me. And then just on the hemming, you can use, we've got seam tape that you can use, or stretch interfacing again, just if you want to give it a little bit of stability and prevent it from stretching out. But I made the whole thing on my cover lock machine. It's a Desire 3 baby lock machine, fantastic, love it. And yeah, I just switch between overlocker and cover stitch when I need to do the hems. So yeah, it's a great wardrobe staple, another sort of lockdown make where I just needed something quick and simple. But as I said about the other pattern, you know, these are the things that I find I'm wearing all the time, so it's kind of taught me a lesson really, not to always get distracted by the more sort of magpie makes, I would call them, and sometimes do the basics, because you're going to find yourself wearing them every day. And I just get such a lot of satisfaction every day that I look in my wardrobe and I want to wear my handmade clothes over the other clothes I've got. That gives me a real sense of satisfaction. And also, you know, the fact that like I hardly buy anything now compared to what I used to makes me feel really good. And I think as well, the things that I make that I wear all the time, they last me years and years and years. You know, I go back to them year after year because I love them so much, because I've designed it so it's exactly what I want. I've made it fit, so it fits and is more comfortable than other things I might have in my wardrobe. But also it's just that love that's gone into it, and the memories, you know, I'll have memories of these, of, you know, sewing being a massive therapy to me during a really challenging time for us all. So yeah, kind of gone off piste a little bit there, just you know, gushing about my love of sewing. But hey ho, I know you all feel the same, so I'm sure you don't mind. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there for today. As I mentioned at the start of the video, links to everything I've talked about today you can find below. You can find a link to our website below as well. If you like what you see today, please like and subscribe, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time.